Oh, where you from, man? Your daughter plays softball this year? Yeah.
I'm thinking, why?
I'm gonna take some today. She's doing basketball right now.
Yeah, she's a basketball. Yep.
Okay, I'll shoot for 8:30 also.
Matter which one I sign.
Yeah, it does. So if you want to speak, you gotta sign this one. This one's for.
Is there anybody else out there, Jim? Anybody else out there?
What the hell?
Nobody's.
Speaking. Okay. We want to sit next to you or what?
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor of coming out of closed session, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, first thing is the approval of the agenda.
There will be one amendment or one change. We are tabling under new business, updated board policy manual. For those that don't know, that's about 1,800 page document. I'm only on like page 450, so I'm hoping to have the rest of that done for next month, but for right now, we'll be tabling that, so.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approval of the previous minutes.
Motion that the Board of Education approves the minutes of the regular Board of Education meeting from December 19th, 2022.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, consent agenda, district bills, building activity reports, and then we have one resignation and 3 hires? What was that?
Yes.
Yeah, 3. I think we can just lump these together. We'll have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, any of these? Looks like we're replacing a clerk. Okay, we'll need a roll call for this.
Gilson?
Yes.
Lucky?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Damhoff?
Yes.
Witt?
Yep.
Helms?
Yes.
Ridley?
Yes. Communications, public comments. Anybody sign up?
Nope.
Okay. Good news from around the district.
Nothing in addition to what's there for Northside. I just wanted to publicly thank my staff. We had, for map testing, we had students on vacation or out absent or a lot of different things. My staff did a great job of reworking schedules and being really flexible for whoever to grab whoever we could on certain days to get it all in. We got everyone in and tested. So hats off to my staff for being as flexible as they were to make sure we got everyone.
How long did it take you to finally get it all done?
We had about 2 o'clock on the last day that we could do it. We got our last one finished, so.
Herding cats.
Mr. Morgan is off today, so for those, you mentioned the recorder concert on the 21st. It was well attended by both students and parents. Miss Robinson, our counselor, is working on 5th graders on their career exploration projects. As with Mr. Harridge, map testing took place, and students were treated to a Christmas movie and classroom parties on the 21st. So thank Mr. Morgan for his continued work at filling in for us during that time. So for nothing but good things. Joe, do you want to add anything?
Just kind of anything in addition to, we had our annual lock-in, that's 011, I think. I'm very thankful for the parents that volunteer to help chaperone as I get older. Staying awake that long and staying active continues to get harder. So just very appreciative for the people, that teachers and their parents that step up to help make that something the kids look forward to and really enjoy. And I've had kids that have graduated that have, when I see them now, that talk about remember the lock-in, or they'll tell me, do you remember the lock-in? I'm like, yeah. I do. But yeah, so just thanks to everybody that helps me take care of that.
What are the numbers?
Yeah, we have about 112 students that stay tonight. I think we had one that left at midnight, and I don't think we left any there, so.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes they'll fall asleep in some weird spots, and the parents will be looking for them, and we'll have to go look underneath the bleachers or something like that. So, but maybe a good turnout.
Nothing else to report from the high school, but speaking for the high school and public, I want to say thanks to Dwayne Schaefer last month. So all the work that you put in at the high school and all around the district, whatever else I mentioned, there might be more of that later on, but I wanted to point it out from the high school. So cheers.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck from us too,
Yes.
on the board. I think I said my piece last month, but don't be a stranger. All right.
Finance and facility report. The majority of the finance committee dealt with the resolution to issue bonds, so we'll
Discuss that.
discuss that when that time comes up. Other than that, building projects are commencing as we have some ongoing things. Enrollment reports.
Looks like we held our own.
We stayed steady for the last month here. We're at 991 students, which is the same as last month. Our high this year has been 995. The good news is we are up 15 students from this point last year when we were at 976. So not where we want to be or where we have been in the past, not necessarily last year, but the years prior to that, but holding our own right around 1,000 student body. You want to say anything on your last
Well,
meeting?
yeah, it's been an interesting month, to say the least. I thought I was gonna get out of here without having to come in on a Saturday, but that unfortunately happened, but we got that all figured out. But no, I just wanna thank the board for all their support over the years. Certainly wanna thank Mr. Vance for taking a chance on me, 6 or 7 years ago, and allowing me to do this job. It's really been one of the most rewarding jobs I've ever had, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. I mean, there's been trying times, but it's been a really amazing experience. All the administrators I've gotten to work with over the years, it's been awesome. And I could not be more excited with the candidate choice to take over for me. I couldn't have picked anybody better to do it, and I'm really happy that the board gets a chance to work with him for hopefully a long time coming. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
I will tell you this, Dwayne, I knew you could do the job, but you have exceeded my expectations by leaps and bounds. So kudos to you. You have done a fantastic job and have never envisioned the lengths and the ability that you have shown over the last 7 years. So good luck to you.
Okay.
Policy procedure, we met. There will be some language forthcoming on some procedures, not policies necessarily, because policies are a little bit more stringent than procedures. So I will be sharing those with the board in email format, and then we will discuss those as a group as we move forward, probably next month at the February meeting. So a very good discussion. I think a lot of positive things came out of that, and I'm excited for some of the things we discussed. But we discussed hiring procedures, we discussed fee collection, and we are looking at remote work policies or procedures and comp time procedures. So a lot of good discussion, but we'll be continuing with that as we move forward here in the next 6, 7 weeks.
Okay, old business.
All right, so the first item is a resolution authorizing, and I will apologize, this is not my verbiage, this is the verbiage from the bond attorneys. So the resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation alternative revenue bonds in the aggregate principal amount of $3.5 million for the purpose of altering, repairing, and equipping school buildings and facilities of the district and improving school sites.
All right,
So,
you've heard the recommendation.
actually, that's not the recommendation.
Is that a motion?
So the motion is the Board of Education approves the resolution to issue the general obligation alternative revenue bond in the amount of $3.5 million as presented.
So I need a motion.
So moved.
Second,
All right. Discussion.
yeah, let's discuss.
Okay, so, what this is just a public announcement by the Board of Education that we are intending to issue bonds totaling no more than $3.5 million. This does not lock us in or lock you in at 3.5 million. You could do anything under 3.5. After tonight, that starts a petition period. So any registered voter in our district can start a petition requesting the board do a public referendum in order to issue those bonds. In order for that to go to a referendum, you need 7% of the voting body. Things to consider when you think of 3.5 million. Number one, we are using alternative revenue, which means we are going to use other revenue as opposed to tax dollars. So this is not going to go on the annual levy, so it is not going to increase your property taxes. The other thing to consider with this is these are for capital improvements on things that need to be done. It's not like we're using it to build a brand new football stadium or AstroTurf the baseball field. These are for improvements such as the HVAC at the junior high and north side, replacing all the worn out interior doors at the high school, and resurfacing or essentially rebuilding the high school track. Now, the more money the more amount we go in terms of bonds will allow us to do other needed projects. But for the purpose of our discussion right now, we are setting the maximum amount that we are going to bond.
So
I would envision us going under the 3.5, but if we go under that, that's the max we can ever get.
So the list for repairs,
Mhm.
for the facility repairs, will that money cover that?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's my question.
So after tonight, we set our limit.
Okay.
And then we do the bid process for the track and get a more firm number with that. And then the board decides what other projects they may want to do. And that discussion we'll set what we're actually going to bond.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you're not, by agreeing to the resolution tonight, you're not saying we're borrowing 3.5 million. And I think that's important for everybody to understand is that it's school finance and it's very confusing.
So this bond will be paid by the 1 cent sales tax.
Right.
Questions? All right. Lucky,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
Danhoff,
Yes.
Witt?
Yep.
Helms,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Ridley?
Yes. All right, district calendar.
The motion is that the Board of Education approves the 2023-2024 calendar as presented.
And this is the one that's,
Well, we can.
I need a motion, sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, this is the one we talked about it the last couple of months where it's going to start Fair Week.
So with this calendar, we would start, teachers would come Monday, Tuesday of Fair Week, Wednesday through Friday would be 105 dismissals. Everything stays the same except for, and this was the vote of the staff, it was 38% to then have all of Thanksgiving week open or off.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
Now, of course, things change, but for right now, this is be setting our calendar for next year. Can always be amended.
all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, threat assessment handbook policy.
Motion is the Board of Education approves the district threat assessment procedure handbook as presented.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, do we need to discuss this anymore? We've looked at this for a couple of months. Everybody happy with it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
So we're tabling item, or letter A, so we are now on to fund transfer. So the motion is Board of Education approves the transfer of $100,000 from the education fund to the Social Security Medicare fund.
All right, do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All right, discussion.
Is that Matt?
Yeah.
So,
Who was the second?
All right,
sorry. I'm just, so why are we doing this?
So in years past, we had a very robust fund balance for these funds. Over time, we have not levied for that, and for lack of a better term, we didn't realize the fund balance was where it was at before last year's levy. So in order to cover this year, we need to transfer $100,000. We've corrected that mistake with this year's levy, so this is just a one-time thing that we're going to have to do because we've had this huge fund balance for the last decade, and
well, to the point where we were not levying every year. We were every other year, so Social Security one time, and then we're going the other way. So it's gotten to the point now that we can't do that. We're gonna have to levy each year, and split it. But this one time, we're gonna have to even this out
Okay.
financially, that's all.
when
Makes
the
sense.
taxes come in June,
Right. We'll be
that fund will
flush.
be much more solid.
Yeah.
Or will be solid, so we've corrected that mistake.
Okay.
Other questions? Okay, Witt,
Yep.
Helms,
Yes.
Nielsen,
Yes.
Lucky,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
Gamma,
Yes.
Ridley.
Yes. All right, graduation waiver request.
Motion is the Board of Education approves the graduation waiver request of student number 530338256.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And finally, the motion is the Board of Education approves the contract with William Patton as MCUD number 6 Director of Technology as presented.
All right, you've heard the motion, or you've heard the recommendation, do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All right, we'll have to have roll call.
Nielsen,
Sustain.
Lucky,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
Damhoff,
Yes.
Witt.
Yep.
Helms,
Yes.
Ridley.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
Motion to
Do I have a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Wow, boy, this is a fast.